Sweden may be famous for its beautiful women and enchanting nature, but beneath the surface lies a story of complexity, from soaring suicide rates to a controversial immigration system. Get ready to dive deep into the real Sweden, where beauty and challenges coexist like nowhere else. What you discover might just shock you. Welcome to Watch the Globe, your go-to guide for uncovering the world's best-kept secrets. Known as the land of the midnight sun, Sweden's vast wilderness is home to majestic landscapes that seem straight out of a postcard. With more than 100,000 lakes and 69% of the country covered in forests, nature plays a central role in Swedish life. The breathtaking northern lights, which can be seen during the winter months, draw visitors from around the world. In the northernmost part of the country, known as Lapland, you can experience these natural light shows in their full glory. Whether you're into hiking, skiing, or just relaxing in a cabin, Sweden's outdoors are unbeatable. But here's the twist. While Sweden's summers can be gloriously warm, winters are a different story. Much of the country experiences dark, cold winters that last for months. The northern regions, especially above the Arctic Circle, see days where the sun never rises in the winter, a phenomenon known as the polar night. This long period of darkness, combined with frigid temperatures, takes a toll on mental health, with many Swedes struggling to stay motivated during the harsh winter months. And speaking of struggles, there's a darker side to life in Sweden that often gets overlooked: its suicide rate. Despite its reputation for happiness and high living standards, Sweden's suicide rate is comparable to countries like Japan, which is notorious for its high levels of stress and depression. This is something many people find surprising, as Sweden is often portrayed as a near utopia. The suicide rate in Sweden is about 12 deaths per 100,000 people, which is among the highest in Europe. Mental health services are readily available, and the country has been taking steps to reduce these numbers, but the fact remains: Sweden's harsh climate and long, dark winters can contribute to seasonal depression and isolation. Does it surprise you that a country often ranked as one of the happiest in the world has such a high suicide rate? Let us know in the comments below. Now let's talk about one of the most controversial topics in Sweden today: immigration. Sweden has long been known for its humanitarian values, opening its doors to refugees and immigrants from war-torn regions. In fact, at the height of the Syrian refugee crisis in 2015, Sweden accepted more refugees per capita than any other European country. But this open-door policy has had unintended consequences. Many Swedes feel that the country's infrastructure, particularly its housing, healthcare, and education systems, has been overwhelmed by the influx of immigrants. Tensions have risen in many areas, leading to debates about integration, employment, and cultural identity. In urban centers like Stockholm and Malmö, neighborhoods have become segregated, with a growing divide between native Swedes and immigrant populations. Crime rates in some of these areas have increased, and while Sweden is still relatively safe compared to other parts of the world, these developments have left many residents questioning the country's immigration policies. One of the key challenges is integration. Many immigrants struggle to find jobs, and there are language barriers that prevent them from fully participating in Swedish society. As a result, some immigrant communities feel isolated, and tensions between these communities and native Swedes have become more pronounced. So, while Sweden's reputation for being a welcoming country remains, the reality is much more complex. How do you think countries should handle the balance between helping refugees and maintaining stability for their citizens? Before we move on to Sweden, incredible, beautiful women, could I ask for a quick favor? If you're finding this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you'll stay updated with all our latest videos and won't risk missing out on our next hidden gem. It's free, and it helps us continue bringing you the best travel content out there. Thanks so much for your support. Sweden is also known for its incredibly beautiful women, often described as some of the most attractive in the world. With a blend of Viking heritage and Scandinavian beauty standards, Swedish women are often admired for their tall, blonde, and fit appearance. But what makes Sweden truly remarkable is that physical beauty is only part of the equation. Swedish women are highly educated and enjoy one of the highest levels of gender equality in the world. In Sweden, it's not uncommon for women to hold leadership positions in politics, business, and other sectors. In fact, Sweden consistently ranks among the top countries for gender equality, and women in Sweden benefit from progressive laws that support equal pay, reproductive rights, and protection from discrimination. But perhaps the most striking aspect of life in Sweden when it comes to relationships is the balanced gender roles. Unlike in many other parts of the world, gender equality in Sweden extends into everyday life. Parental leave is shared between mothers and fathers, with both parents entitled to 480 days of paid leave to care for their child. Fathers in Sweden are often seen pushing strollers or taking care of children while their partners work. And this kind of balance is deeply ingrained in Swedish culture. In relationships, Swedish women are known for being independent and confident. They're not afraid to express their opinions, and they value equality in their romantic partnerships. In fact, relationships in Sweden often follow the lagom philosophy, meaning just the right amount. This concept applies to everything from work-life balance to personal relationships, where neither partner dominates the other. But while relationships in Sweden may seem perfect, there are challenges as well. The country's emphasis on gender equality can sometimes lead to tension in relationships, especially when traditional gender roles clash with modern expectations. There's also a growing discussion about the impact of Sweden's progressive values on dating culture, where some people feel that romance can sometimes take a back seat to practicality. Do you think Sweden's approach to gender equality sets a good example for other countries? Or do you believe it creates challenges in relationships? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Sweden's dating culture is also unique in many ways. It's common for couples to live together before getting married, and in fact, cohabitation is more popular than marriage itself. This reflects Sweden's laid-back approach to relationships, where commitment is often viewed as a personal choice rather than a societal expectation. Interestingly, Swedish dating tends to be low-key. Grand gestures and extravagant displays of affection are rare, and many Swedes prefer casual, understated relationships. Don't expect a Swede to shower you with gifts or declarations of love after a few dates. It's more about building a strong, equal partnership over time. In fact, Swedes tend to be quite reserved, and it can take time to get to know someone on a deeper level. Swedish people value their independence, and this is reflected in relationships as well. Even when in a relationship, personal space is important. It's not unusual for couples to spend time apart, pursuing their own interests and hobbies without feeling the need to be together constantly. Another notable aspect of Swedish dating culture is the idea of jämställdhet, the notion that both partners in a relationship should be equally involved, whether it's in household chores, financial responsibilities, or decision-making. This equality-focused mindset is part of what makes Sweden stand out in the realm of relationships. While this approach may seem refreshing to some, it's not without its challenges. Some people, especially those who are used to more traditional dating practices, may find Swedish relationships a bit too practical or lacking in romantic flair. For many, the idea of maintaining independence in a relationship may take some getting used to. Now, back to the topic of nature. One of Sweden's most beloved national pastimes is allemansrätten, or the right to roam. This unique law gives everyone the right to access public and private land, as long as they respect nature and the people who own the land. So whether you're camping, hiking, or picking berries, you have the freedom to explore Sweden's forests, lakes, and mountains without restriction. This law reflects the deep connection Swedes have with nature. Spending time outdoors is considered essential for well-being, and it's common to see Swedes heading out into the wilderness during their weekends or vacations. In fact, many Swedes own summer houses called stugor, where they escape the city to relax in nature. But as idyllic as this sounds, there's another side to the story. Sweden's natural beauty is under threat from climate change. The country has experienced more extreme weather events in recent years, including unusually warm winters and periods of drought. While Sweden is often at the forefront of environmental initiatives, the effects of climate change are becoming increasingly visible in its ecosystems. From wildfires to the melting of glaciers in the north, the impact of global warming is something Swedes are facing head-on. The government has committed to making Sweden carbon neutral by 2045, but there is still a long way to go in terms of addressing environmental damage. As we continue to explore the beauty and challenges of life in Sweden, it's impossible not to mention the fika culture. For Swedes, fika is more than just a coffee break. It's a way of life. Fika is about slowing down, enjoying a cup of coffee or tea with a sweet treat, and catching up with friends or colleagues. It's a moment of pause in the day, and it's something that's taken very seriously. In fact, many workplaces in Sweden schedule fika into their daily routines, allowing employees time to relax and socialize. It's not just about the caffeine, it's about connecting with others and recharging. Swedish pastries like the famous cinnamon bun or kanelbulle are an essential part of the experience. Would you embrace fika if it became a tradition in your workplace? Let us know in the comments below. From the country's strong commitment to gender equality and progressive values to its love for nature and traditions like fika, Sweden offers a unique blend of beauty and complexity. But behind the postcard-perfect landscapes and modern lifestyle, there are real challenges, from immigration and mental health struggles to the impact of climate change. Sweden remains a fascinating place, whether you're drawn to its stunning natural wonders, curious about its unique relationship dynamics, or simply eager to experience its progressive society firsthand. Sweden is a country that's constantly evolving, offering both opportunities and challenges for those who live there and for those who visit. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Watch the Globe for more travel tips and hidden gems. Until next time, keep exploring and keep dreaming.